Dane, can you elaborate a little bit of what went into your self reflection after the Memphis game when you said, "Hey, I've got to look at myself and I've got to start playing better"? What exactly did you do, and what process did you go through to get to this level now?
I mean, honestly, it was really it was really nothing major. I think in those situations, I've told y'all, like, even to this moment, I got a lot of like physical things going on that just make it a challenge. And I think that was part of it. And just in my personal life, it's been a weird season, but just my what I have in my life, on top of my health, sometimes things can weigh you down. But like I said, also it's when you're out there, you're out there, and I wasn't playing well enough, and I think for me it just came down to the people that I have around me. They if I was frustrated about something or I wasn't playing well, number one, they would tell me, like my trainer Phil Beckner would be like, we break down film of every game and every shot, every turnover, defensive mistakes, my pace. We break down all of those things, and he's in and out of town, every other week. And, us getting work in, us watching film, at the house, all these things. And he was sending me game after game where each game was labeled NGE, not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. And I think that's part of it, is being able to accept, when something is not good enough and start to figure out ways that you can turn it around. And I've experienced some down moments in my career, not just this rough stretch that I've had and our team has had, but just over my career period, high school, college. And each time that I came out of it was, just by not being discouraged or not letting it stop me from continuing that process, which is watching film, getting my work in, just keeping sharp in that routine. And each time that I've done that, on top of accepting the fact that I haven't been good enough, and just staying true to what makes me successful, I come out of it every time. I don't know when that happens. Sometimes it gets worse before it turns around. And you got to be careful to not be discouraged when you're doing all the right things and it's not turning around, because you never know when that moment is going to come, like kind of like how I was saying about our team. That's why I look at our team situation that way. And that was it. I trusted what I do, regardless of how frustrating it was. And I also in that process started to feel better physically. I was just doing more and more treatment. They was telling me, "Damn, you got to sleep more," because they know I don't sleep. They know I stay up after the game and watch games and rewatch boxing matches that I missed and watch, Fight Hype. And then I'll watch a TV show and, and then I get up the next morning and I've been sleeping a lot more. Just trying to find ways to allow myself to be at that level, and it's turning around.
And then, like how we know about Dame time in a game. Is there such thing as is there a version of Dame time towards the end of the season? Because it seems like you've done this before where, it gets to playoff time, you guys need to win games and you elevate yourself. Is there something about the end of the season you think with you?
I just know how to get the job done. I think that's what it comes down to. Me and CJ talk about it all the time. Like, we've always won. In our careers, we've always won. Now our team hasn't won a championship, but we've always won. And I think a big part of that is because you just know how to impact winning. You know how to make winning happen. And I think that's part of the reason. And also along the lines of what I just said is, like, at the end of the day, when you constantly putting it in and you constantly giving yourself a chance to be successful and to be on the right side of things, It's gonna be some bumps in the road. It's gonna be some down moments, some ups and downs. But like when it's supposed to happen, it's gonna happen because you gave yourself the best chance, with your preparation. And I think that's part of it as well.
Casey Hallbell, Trailblazers.com.
Dan, when you're out there or even pregame, how much are you thinking about how important the game is because of where you guys are at in the standings? You're tied to the Lakers. You get the tiebreaker. How much of that is kind of in your thoughts when you're out there and trying to get the win?
I mean, I'm usually pretty easygoing, before the tip. I'm not a loose person. I'm always kind of like stoic and kind of focused on what needs to happen. But if somebody crack a joke, I'm gonna laugh, and if something funny happened, I'm gonna probably be laughing harder than everybody else. But I know what's at stake. I know what needs to be done, and you're not gonna win or lose the game during warmups and during the pregame shooting or anything like that. And I think we've played in enough important games so we know how to prepare going into those games and how to give ourselves a chance to be successful. And then once the ball goes in the air for the tip, I go out there and I know that being a good version of myself is good enough. And that's it.
Thanks, Dan.
Dwight James, NBC Sports Northwest.
Dan, what about the fans tonight? What was their contribution?
I mean, that was when they told us it was gonna be 10%, I was like, I don't know how much of a difference it's gonna make in such a huge building, but man, I guess we didn't realize how bad an empty building was because that felt like a normal game. I mean, like as soon as we came out to warm up and the fans, you could feel how excited they were to be there. It was like chanting before we even made a layup, before the first layup in layup lines. And, it was a major difference. And it was 10%. So I mean, I think our energy was better as a team. The intensity, the energy in the building, everything was just like levels up from what it's been all season on our home court.